Well, who do I have with me here today?
My name is Ashley Lloyd.
Ashley Lloyd, nice to meet you.
Thank you. I am the Outreach Director for the Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida.
Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida. And how did you start, or why are you working with them?
In 2021, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and these women helped me with my non-medical assistance. So I became infatuated with the thought of helping other women, and I left my job and dedicated to helping others in my same shoes.
So you found out that you had breast cancer, and they came to you, or you came to them, or bills needed paid?
One of my girlfriends gave me a brochure, and she said she didn't know much about it, but her neighbor said, you know, hey, have her call this organization. So when I called them, they did a phone application, or a phone interview and an application I filled out online, and then they paid my mortgage, my electric, my car payment, and my car insurance. And they also give $200 a month for every child in the home of the patient while they go through treatment.
Oh my God. I can't imagine, one, getting the diagnosis, and two, having all the bills and everything. So this foundation is there to help women?
Yes, and it's, you know, when you're diagnosed, of course your first worry is, are you going to die? But you also start wondering then too, like, well, how am I going to pay my mortgage? I also have a $365 shot that I need to get on top of my medications, plus your co-pays. But my son needs his soccer camp paid for. Or, you know, what if your kid's birthday party's that month? Like, how do you make normal life happen while you're dealing with your diagnosis?
Wow. And how long has this place been going? They here locally?
Here locally, it actually started here, right in Lakeland. The founder is a woman named Leah Grieger. She was diagnosed in 2017. And so she and her girlfriends we have the annual, this year's 7th annual, the Pink Ribbon Gala, which will be at Bonnet Springs Park.
When?
October 11th.
October 11th, the day after my anniversary.
Well, sounds like it's going to be a date.
There you go.
And they would host this event. It's like dinner, drinking. They have a live band, and they do an auction, and the proceeds go to help local patients. So they did that annually. And then when I became involved and I kind of really dug into what they did, I told Leah, you know, like, so many women need this help. And you don't see the impact of when you go to the cancer center and there's not even a seat for you to sit down in.
Because
and it's packed.
Packed? Oh my.
Because there's so many people there, like, you know, and you have like one woman say, she, you know, you just never know what someone's going through. And so I told her, you know, if people knew you existed here, right here in our town of Lakeland, as you know, we watch Lakeland on TV, and it's becoming known everywhere. So if you know that right here, and you make a donation to this foundation, it goes to help a woman you know. I have a principal called me last month and told me that one of her teachers was diagnosed. What can we do as a school to help? I had a mom call me, and her roof had caved in, and she was starting chemo. She didn't know what to do because she'd already done that. I had a woman, her husband died 2 years ago. She's diagnosed now for the second time. I mean, there's just every person has their own story. And I also, like this past year, I became even more in love with, once I met every person, of course, it's not just, hey, I met you and I helped you. It's, hey, you know, you're now part of my life too. So now we do like these pink support groups every month. And just to watch these women, like, we went to Back 9 on Tuesday and did bingo, which I never knew they did. But they do $2 tacos with bingo. And we went as the survivor group and we played. And sometimes they just need someone to talk to.
Oh, that's right. And funds are raised to help the next person who may need it.
And a lot of women, when they beat their battle, they want to always give back. So these women want to, how can I help? How can I volunteer? Because, you know, maybe you don't have the financial pockets to be able to make that huge $20,000 check. But the time, talent, and treasure, somebody has, you know, well, I have the time to do artwork for you. I have the time to pick up donations. People can work the events. Like, I mean, we're always in need of volunteers. You can never have enough volunteers. The Jeeping event that we started last year.
Jeeping?
Jeeping for a Cure.
Okay.
They do it up north, and they raised like over $100,000 doing this event. And I saw it, and I became like, if you guys can do that in the middle of the boonies, that can happen in Florida. So, not very strategic about it, kind of put it together, and then Thunder Chrysler told us we could do it, how they have that big lot on the side, and we had food trucks come out, a live band, and we had 115 Jeeps show up last year.
Wow, and it was just the first one?
It was the first annual.
Wow, that's pretty
I
good.
didn't even know if we would make it annual, because I was like, this could really blow up in my face.
You don't know until you try.
But it raised $18,000.
Wow.
So immediately, some local business owners here in Lakeland, also Jeepers, they called me and they said, listen, you need to form a committee. This is going to get really big. So we immediately formed a Jeep committee, and it's been worked on since last October. We've already started collecting sponsors for it. We have 97.5 coming out this year.
What's that?
The radio, the country.
Oh, the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
Hall. Okay.
Hall, yes. We'll have food trucks again. We have an auction again. And we have Jeeps right now. I have people calling me all the way up from Destin asking about this event.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So one day I'll find someone to sponsor me in a big, you know, bright pink Jeep. But
There you
until
go.
then, I drive a silver Malibu. So, this turned out to be great. And we still do the annual gala, but, you know, because breast cancer, a lot of people don't think about breast cancer until October.
Okay, why is that?
Because it's October's Breast Cancer Awareness
I
Month.
apologize, I didn't know that.
So October is when all of a sudden everything's pink and everyone's looking for, you know, hey, we did a fundraiser. But where does your money go? So with this foundation, your money is kept here locally. The money doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't do any research. It's literally like you call, hey, you know, my girlfriend was diagnosed. She needs help with her electric. Or when you know someone's diagnosed, you can just literally hand them my business card or hand them this, and they can call. And we've never told anybody no. Of course, double-edged sword over the last year. We've had so many people find out that we exist, but we also need the funds to continue to do what we're doing. Last year, we raised and assisted with $336,000.
Wow.
Which is phenomenal. But that's also scraping the surface of what patients need.
Yeah.
This year, we're expected to do well above that. We have about 15 new applications a month.
15 a month, wow.
And of course, you can be a reoccurring too. So if you're stage 4 or if your cancer comes back, you can reapply and we'll help you again. We try to just basically anything we can take off their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to live a normal life in your house as you can. We have the Children's Fund. So every month we give $200 for children in the home under 18. That $200 can pay daycare, it can buy school supplies, it can do school uniforms, or, you know, my kid's soccer camp needs to be paid, or his braces need to be tightened. We will cover the costs for those.
That's fantastic. That is helping. Not only is Lakeland a fantastic community to begin with, but when you know people give back, that is awesome.
And it's really good to know, I can see where it's been growing and people are learning, because, you know, I've had a couple people like, hey, you know, I've attended your gala every year since it started, but I never knew where the money went. So we actually have one woman that called me a couple weeks ago, and she ran into a friend that was diagnosed, and she gave her friend my card. And so I've been talking to her friend since that day, like inviting her, like we have yoga next week and different things like that. And she said now she knows every year where her donation is going and the type of people she's helping. And she said it brought her to tears because she's like, I now know where my money is going. And that's kind of what I'm really trying to stretch out to everybody is the money doesn't pay a salary, it doesn't pay anything, and we love research, of course, but it doesn't, the funds don't go anywhere. The funds stay here.
That's awesome, because coming up with a mortgage payment can sometimes, let alone having an issue that you got going on, just physical. I mean, I'm one of the last people, I can't imagine.
Or that your mortgage used to be like, you know, before COVID, some of these renters.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, and a lot of the women we help are like the everyday working girl, like, you know, some people struggle every day naturally with COVID and inflation. And so when you're diagnosed on top of that, it's even worse. Like you don't know the mastectomy pillow that you get for surgery, for recovery, is almost $60. The cream that you're supposed to get for radiation is another $50. You know, you have to get
just
special
adds and adds
on top of, hey, my $800 rent is now $1,900. My Lakeland electric bill went up. And you're watching all this. So if you know someone will help you on the back burner so you can focus on that, it's just tremendous.
You'll never forget, and you'll want to get back. So when is the Jeepin'? It's October 5th.
It's October 5th.
Is that a week before this?
Yeah.
So within October, okay.
I like a full plate, so.
So Jeepin' for a Cure. What's the website that people can go to?
It is BCFCF.org. It's like Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida.
Okay.
BCFCF.
There it is.
Yep. Here at the bottom. This is my phone number.
Okay.
And we also have an Instagram. If anybody ever wants to help do it with our socials, I do the social media, so it's a little old or a little weird, but it's getting better. And everything's on there. We have the application on there, both in English and Spanish. We have the upcoming events. We have the Jeep events on there, our galas on there. We have a golf tournament this year. There's actually, I just got a phone call yesterday from a gentleman that there's a local car club that is doing their Father's Day hot rod show. It will be in Christina in June, and that we are their charity partner this year.
Well,
they selected us.
Is Christina a city?
Christina on 540.
I don't know what that is.
The housing area, the community, Christina community.
Sorry. It's here local in Lakeland.
Yes.
Okay.
Where the park is. So there's that, and some people, people have asked me how can we give back and make it easy too. So we came up with this. There's Ambassadors for Pink campaign.
Okay.
So anybody can say, you know what, I want to be an ambassador. I want to help local women. So you can do it yourself, or you can form a team and you fundraise however you want to raise this $1,000. So I make a little template of you. Thunder puts it in this pink frame, and then you get it. It goes on our website, social medias. However you want to raise the money, you do. Right now, we have a little girl that has a lemonade stand. My son did a chess tournament at Back 9, raised $500 in a day.
Wow.
We have a National Junior Honor Society that sold candy grams at school. We have the Flamingo Bean. It's a local company here in Lakeland that makes coffee beans. She made one kind that comes in a pink bag, and the proceeds from that come to us.
That's awesome.
There's 37 teams right now signed up for this.
And when did it start?
A couple months ago.
That's incredible. That's fast.
So you have those people in the community, and you're not telling them, like, write me a huge check. I want you to have fun while you fundraise. Do it however you want. Know your money stays here to help local people. And then it's so amazing to watch as people are sending me pictures of what they're doing, or what their ideas are, or just to know that many 37 teams, and I'm, you know, you have until now until October, so
Yeah.
you can raise $1,000.
And also, if you hit 1,000, just keep going. If you're into it, just keep going. There's no limit.
I actually just took a picture with our team right now. In first place is a local band called Joe's Garage Band.
Okay.
And they did a show in Shalimar Creek. And one night he donated $4,500 from that show.
Awesome.
And he's still going. Like he's still going until October.
Wow, I like that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is fantastic. Everybody go to BCFCF.org to sign up for the gala and the
Yep,
Jimpin'.
we have our sponsorships on there. We have all our sponsorship forms are on there. Or they tell you where to be, where even just come out and attend, or do you want to donate an auction item? Do you want to, hey, you know what, I'd like to put it on my podcast. Because I really believe that the more this is growing and the more women it's helping is because everyone's just doing their little part. And we all know Lakeland, as it's growing and getting bigger, and you're seeing it on national news, we're a town that takes care of each other. And the thought of how many people didn't know this exists, because think of all the fundraisers people do in October, but where does your money go? Who do you help?
Right. Sometimes it stays at the top. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
trickle down.
Or, I mean, we can, it's always great to help anybody no matter where they are, but if you can help someone you know.
Of course, you see the results immediately.
My son actually, because now, this is the world of technology, he has his birthday next week. So he was emailing me from his school laptop all his friends' moms' cell phone numbers so I would invite them to his birthday party. And one of the moms actually texted me back yesterday and said, I don't know if this sounds weird, but are you that breast cancer survivor lady? And I was like, yes, that's me. I think that's really nice that you know who I am, but.
Yeah, your emotions and the gratitude comes out. You gotta, yeah, I can feel it. I know.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody go there. Really good foundation. Local.
The biggest part.
Have a fantastic day. God bless.
Thank you.